All right. I think we are live. We are here in the Women's Empower Network today, and I'm so excited to have Rebecca with us. And we will eventually be talking about gut health. But Rebecca, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and tell us a little bit about your story and how did you become a gut life coach?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's life coaches, and then there's gut health coaches that help you change your life because it's all so interconnected. Um, so yeah, thank you so much, Jenny, for this opportunity. This is a wonderful idea, and I am just so excited for you. And so I started about my journey about just over 8 years ago when we were struggling with some allergy issues with my daughter, and went to a nature path, did all the testing, realized I can't afford to be healthy if that's what it's going to take. So cutting everything out, and we ranch, so then you're trying to cut out eggs, which we raise, and milk, and which we
All that
consume.
good stuff.
So anyways, yes, so we ate very healthy. So it's like, why some of these, lingering issues? My husband had really bad adrenal fatigue. He was just getting really tired, fall asleep on the tractor sometimes. So we were kind of hitting it from lots of different angles. And I was starting to live on Claritin more and more every day, all day, kind of a constant nasal drip, and few other things. So my friend had told me about some gut health products they loved. So I started researching, got really into the kind of the candida fungus in the gut and the connection with leaky gut and all that. Realized I had something in my hand that worked with all of those uh, issues that I was studying, autoimmune issues, all of that. So it's just been really exciting um, to have something so simple. And then of course, you learn more as you go along about parasites and just, so many arenas to delve into when you get into the whole gut health arena. So that's been exciting, been a real game changer for my family. And then decided to just jump into the business part of it, share with more people, and kind of help troubleshoot and learn more, branch out into more things. So that's kind of what got me started. And so we can still ranch. I can work from home and meet up with people at Zoom and meet for coffee. So yeah, that's what I do.
That's really important because I don't think people realize um, that probably most of us have some form of candida or some kind of bacteria that we're carrying around that it may be so mild that some ailment we have, we just kind of ignore. Um, so it must have been really acute and here all of you were all affected a little bit differently,
Right.
but it all
Yeah. And
came
since then,
down to the same thing.
it really does. So the when you trace it back to gut health, that affects everything. That affects your hormone balance. So so I've got a special drink that works on blood sugar and inflammation. So I've got people that are able to get off their metformin, all of that, because when you start to work on blood sugar and you start to work on inflammation and you start to work on gut health, those three things kind of together, then that affects your master hormone, the insulin. Then that's going to affect your cortisol and your adrenals and your thyroid, and all of those things come into play. And so to be able to just kind of help balance that out, and then to change, the ripple effect of what it changes throughout your whole body is amazing. So exciting to be able to help people get off. You've got people that are on very powerful drugs for arthritis and all these things that are just all the damage caused just to manage so that you can function every day. So it's pretty exciting to come along and be able to work with them, customize some products I have fallen in love with that just get right to the root of that leaky gut, that candida overgrowth in a way I've never seen it before. And so to be able to just to offer some simple solutions, work with that, work with a cellular detox, a liver detox. And then the exciting thing too is the brain gut connection, because I just, so many people are just, they're trying to just make it through the day, just get through their job, get to the couch. So you're not able to make good food choices. You're not able to make good exercise choices. It's hard to take people like that severe in their health issues and say, okay, go to the gym. Let's just go to the gym every day and let's just eat more salad or whatever, right? So, and I know some people have great willpower, they're able to do that, but I love to come alongside the person that's just like, if I can just make it through the workday and get to the couch, then I will think about whether I want to face tomorrow, right? And just come along within a few days and just kind of help so simply just turn that around without the sheer willpower. Has been a really exciting journey, to just show how when you change the whole gut, then even people with antidepressants, anxiety meds, those are not fun to have to live on. So to be able to help get off those, and just it's just been really exciting. So many children even struggling with bowel issues and gut health issues. So the link to ADD, ADHD, autism, all of those links are just, it's incredible. It's really incredible to watch the transformation and just have a little part in it. So that's my, I get really passionate about it.
That's exciting. Well, and too, a lot of people, there's not a lot of education about that. You don't hear a lot of conversations about gut health. And because I know for a while there, I had many years ago now already, but I had arthritis really bad where I could barely walk. And when I got rid of the inflammation, and to this day, because now I know what I was doing that caused it, um, it's like I never had it. So that's exciting, once there's more awareness that, if you have arthritis, let's say, that's not a death sentence. It's not forever if, you can get to the root cause of it. And apparently a lot of it is our gut health. And I know in today's world, our food, and the way it's processed and the way that the soil's depleted and all those things, add to it. Even if you're eating really healthy, I know people who eat really clean still have health issues.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned that years ago. We were in Mexico with my sister who had cancer, so we were doing an alternative route. So you would think that, so I asked them down there, I'm like, well, so what's the best way? Do you get, like, there's vegetarianism, there's vegan? They're like, no, we get just as many of them with cancers. It's not, there's not a cure all just because you're embracing one diet or the other, even though you try really hard. So, um, yeah, we don't get enough. So many people are like, I eat so healthy, or, the crunchy mamas, and they're like, why am I still bloating, or whatever it is, right? There's just so many other factors involved, environmental factors. It's just really hard to do it perfectly so that you don't have any repercussions down the road. So it's nice to have something that comes along and just helps maintain, um, the microbiome balance. Um, yeah, so if you do cheat or whatever, then it's not the end of the world. You got something there to
Well,
help.
the
So
other thing
yeah.
that caught my attention was the blood sugar,
Hmm.
and that if and I suppose it's one side effect of not being able to, the body not being able to manage the blood sugar. Is that one of those that might lead to pre-diabetes or diabetes as well?
Yeah, so there's so much, there's more awareness growing about insulin resistance, just how hard your pancreas is having to work to combat the constant little sugar spikes all day long. We don't realize until we kind of really take stock in the day, how many things we eat that just constantly are spiking our sugar. Our blood sugar's doing this all day long, regardless of whether we're diabetic or not, nothing to do with that. So then to have something that comes along kind of supports the pancreas, and helps with that master hormone insulin, and it's really exciting. Of course, inflammation plays a huge role in that too, but that blood sugar balance um, is just very important. It's part of the whole gut health, your microbiome, um, the dysbiosis, and that affects your blood sugar, your hormones, all of that, your heart, blood pressure, cholesterol, all of that changes when your immune system kicks in for one, but the efficiency of every organ improves when your gut health changes. So it's really yeah, very exciting.
How does
Yeah.
somebody know if it may be a gut health issue? I mean, would it be by the symptoms, or is there a test, or how does that work?
Usually I'm finding usually by the time you have symptoms, there's already some um rooted damage in the colon, in the gut, for it to start being seen, say in the skin, in the allergies, um, in all those things. By the time you have symptoms, then it's been there a little bit, kind of wearing away. That candida fungus is very, very interesting. Um, we're born with a bit of it in our colon, and it's supposed to eat up the debris and the dead stuff. And then what happens is when we die, then it takes our body to dust because it's going to eat, it helps break down and helps the decay. Kind of the real simple version. I'm sure scientists would laugh at my description, um, but then what happens is anytime environmental factors, but especially your antibiotics, your steroids, some things that people are needing just to function or to get through when they were a kid, they had constant earaches or whatever it was. Um, then those, every time we take that, we're breaking down our microbiome. Anytime we do that, it allows that the bad fungus and the candida to flourish. So it's hard then to come along, years later, a couple decades later, 10 years later, whatever. It's hard to come along. And then people are like, okay, I know I need a good probiotic. So I'm going to go grab a good one. And then you're throwing a bunch of good stuff into the gut. But there's already the damage, and there's already the proliferating of the candida fungus that's attaching to the colon wall. So I love that I've got something that comes along with an enzyme that helps to break down the bad stuff as you're putting good stuff in. So it's kind of a different approach to the whole leaky gut aspect. And then of course, once you have symptoms, it's because your body's freaking out. It's like, what's going on in my colon? It's starting to perforate a little bit. The bloodstream's starting to see particles it's not used to seeing. So now it's going to attack your joints or your organ or your organs or whatever, right? With lupus or arthritis or asthma, it's going to hit your lungs, fibromyalgia, all these issues that are just escalating exponentially. It's just crazy, really crazy. Um, so then, yeah, so then your body's just freaking out. So it's nice. You come along, you kind of start to break down the bad bacteria, the bad fungus. You're going to feed the good stuff, the good Akkermansia in the gut with prebiotics, and then it's just things just start to fall into place. And then there's layer after layer you might go through as you're detoxing. Um, and then I've got a really good liver support, a really good iron support that's so gentle. So yeah, it's been really fun to um, kind of discover all the connections, the interconnectivity of the gut, and all of the symptoms that we see, that so many of our friends are struggling with, and then to have kind of a fairly simple solution, with time.
Well, I know when I've gone to the store, I mean, there's so many, we were talking about probiotics, and like you suspect, if you're like myself, you're naive, you're not really educated in it, but it's like, well, this should be a good thing. But it was funny in the course of taking some probiotics, I actually got sick. And I'm like, okay, wait, this isn't working right, Um, so I guess you understand it, like you were mentioning, it's not just a matter of getting good probiotics, that there's a lot of other nuances and steps to restoring that your gut health.
Yes, yeah. Um, First you've got to really break down the bad stuff instead of just it's like a garden. It, if it was full of weeds, but you got your carrots and stuff too, then if you just kind of willy-nilly spray the whole thing with fertilizer, then the weeds are going to thrive also, right? So I feel like I've just kind of I work with a product line that comes in and is actually able to kind of root out the bad stuff while it's feeding the good stuff. So it's kind of a little bit different approach than just throwing a bunch of good stuff in there, which does, for severe cases, it does initially make a difference. But I love the targeted effect of hitting the bad fungus overgrowth, the bad candida overgrowth, and then feeding the gut, and then really supporting, kind of turning around your immune system, supporting all the organs, especially the pancreas. Then you're talking hormones, you're talking insulin, all those things. So it all kind of dovetails together, works synergistically together to create. I feel like when I help people, I feel like they're aging backwards. It's amazing, really amazing. People's before and afters, years, years difference, younger you feel like. So, um, yeah, it's been such a blessing to be able to help people
I'm
stay
so glad
sane
you're
without.
doing that. So are there any last words of wisdom before we get on to what your product is or what else you want to share with us today?
I would say I would say that really start searching out. Like you can Google gut health and say any disease, any autoimmune disease, anything. Type in gut health and high blood pressure, or gut health and celiac or arthritis. If you do that, it's pretty cool what we're learning now, and it's becoming more mainstream. So don't hesitate to delve into it, kind of explore for yourself what the microbiome, what the gut, what effect it has on everything from autoimmune issues to allergies to mental health too. It's really exciting, and for kids too. So yeah, it's been a really fun journey learning about that, the brain gut connection especially. So yeah, that's what I would say. Just explore it.
Well, I'm glad you said that, to put whatever your condition is with gut health, which is more specific than just saying gut health or just whatever the other symptom is putting those together. Um,
Yeah.
would you tell us a little bit about your services and your products or whatever it is you would like to share, and how folks can get in touch with you?
Sure, sure. So I have a website called healthybellycoach.com. So I feel like it kind of encompasses a lot of aspects. And I work with you, customize a plan for you. I do have some products. That the coaching I'm offering right now for free, and they've got an app that you get automatically that has a lot of really good like meal plans and fitness ideas. But a lot of times I work with people that they're not to that stage yet, so I always tell them, don't even worry about it. What we're going to do is get you feeling good enough that we can even think past the week and say, okay, so now I'm feeling better, and it helps your cravings change. So then it goes from the sheer willpower of trying to walk by that donut shop and not grab one to pretty soon you're walking by it and there's just like nothing in you wants it. It's really cool. So I love that. Um, so that's what I work with, and the set up a call, and we just kind of assess where you're at, where you'd like to be, um, and then I can help you with that. I'd customize a few products that I really love, that have helped turn so many issues around for everyone I work with, and then I stay alongside you, coaching you. Um, if you fall in love with it and want to help others, I help you do that. We've got a great community, a really wonderful, helpful community with this whole gut health arena. And so, yeah, is that what other questions do you think? Um,
Well,
what else should I answer there, do you think?
well, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put above this interview how you can get in touch with Rebecca. Like she said, she offers us free coaching, which is amazing. Thank you for that. And have a conversation with her and see where it takes you. And Rebecca, thank you so much for being with us today.
So welcome, and I'm honored. Thank you for having me, and I'd love to chat with anyone who would like.
Good. That's good. All right.